Thank you everyone for visiting my channel. My today video is about how I film YouTube video with low budgets, maybe lowest, I don't know. Although I had been thinking to start the YouTube channel since 2019, I couldn't shoot and upload a single video until 2 months ago. I procrastinated and planned for different things, but 2 months ago I spontaneously started my channel without even getting ready with an appropriate equipment needed. Since I started my channel, I found out that creating content, shooting and editing video is not an easy job. That's not strange for me because even professional filmmakers and photographers confess that they struggle to start to maintain and to commit themselves, leave alone me who popped up and trying out of nowhere. I work 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. My schedules are fully occupied, but every time when I grab my phone to create something for YouTube, it completely dissociates me from the moment and it calms down my monkey mind. You might not need a lot of technical skill to create a video which people like to watch, but you need to have at least basic equipment. For example, if you don't have camera, you can't talk about video. Or if you don't have good lighting system or sound input, you can't create quality videos. Many YouTubers use sophisticated equipment to create their video, but the list of materials you could get is very long and it all depending on your budgets and the availability of equipment in your area. For me, it was not possible to get some of those fancy equipment. So instead of putting off my interest and passion to create the content, I decided to make up some, and I also decided to repurpose some others. There are different types of YouTube videos. First person videos like when a person sits in front of table and delivers his content, performance art, vlogs and outdoor live streaming, screen recording tutorials and animation. So depending on the type of the video you create, the equipment you need might differ, but the basic or essential materials that the beginner should have are more or less the same. So without going further ado, let us see the list of some of basic equipment and the equipment that I used. Number one is camera. Obviously, camera is the most important component of filming. Without camera, you can't talk about the video. From the list of gears which are needed to create a film, I think cameras are the most confusing component because there are a lot of options out there. For me, it was not challenging because I use my smartphone as my recording device. I record my videos with my smartphone, which is Samsung Galaxy A71, which I bought in 2019. It is such a nice phone that its quality is still appreciated and comparable with the recent model, especially in photography. It has Super AMOLED full high definition 6.7-inch screen with camera resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels. There are quadruple rear cameras, main camera with 64 megapixel, ultra wide camera with 12 megapixel, macro mode with 5 megapixel, which helps to capture closer pictures of small objects, depth sensor with 5 megapixel. It has also front camera with 32 megapixels, with a storage of 128 GB expandable to 512 GB via micro SD, and 8 GB RAM processors. The second equipment component that you need to have is lighting, which is another important component of filming to create quality video. The lighting requirement depends on where or what you shoot, indoor or outdoor shooting, still and moving objects. There are many options for lighting like ring light, softbox, LED lights, and stick lights. Again, it all depends on availability and your budget. For me, it was not easy to find standard lighting equipment in a small town where I'm living. So I decided to create the light setup I imagined. I purchased the components of light setups like wires, bulbs, switches, and plugs, and assembled the lighting. One of the lamps which I bought for minor operation in my clinic was repurposed as tripod and lighting for my first video. In similar way, the LED lights were also assembled for background and backlight to create cool effect. The third component of equipment that you need to have is microphone. The quality and richness of the sound play a big role in engaging the audience with the scene. I used Rode Lavalier Go or lapel wearable microphone, and when I do voiceover, I used my mobile inbuilt microphone. The fourth component of filming equipment is tripod. Tripods are three-legged metal stands that keeps our camera in place. They protect our camera and stabilizes the video we shoot. My first tripod is the lamp which I bought for minor operation in my clinic. I used it as a lamp and to fix my phone using the rod. Later, I bought selfie stick with tiny legs which can make them barely stand. Tripod is not that much critical component of filming gear because you can fix your camera or smartphone on something and you can take the video that you need. The fifth component of filming equipments are backdrops. These are painted clothes hung across the rear of a stage used in films photography for visual scene behind an object. There are tons of backdrops ranging from seamless paper to wrinkle-resistant polyesters. Most of the time I use the wall as backdrop like the one I'm doing right now, and sometimes I used green fabric when I wanted to remove the background during the editing of the video. The sixth component of the equipment needed for filming are editing softwares and applications. I used free video editing softwares and applications. I never spent a penny on editing software and apps. You can create a near pro level quality video if you had a passion and commitment. There is no need to get overwhelmed by tons of softwares and applications. It is very advisable to stick to some and master it. So the softwares that I used mainly is DaVinci Resolve for my video editing, Canvas mainly to create thumbnail, and CapCut to edit my video on smartphone.